Hi, I'm Miles Protter, and this series is called How to Achieve Impossible Results. And today, as you can see, I'm playing my favorite game, Jenga, to illustrate what we can learn when we stop blaming individuals for organizational mistakes. I love building this tower up until it's just like precarious and about to fall over, hopefully in someone else's turn. But imagine this tower is an organization that's been allowed to deteriorate. Right? And most organizations deteriorate. Now this block here, okay, this could be some, or this block here maybe, this could be some policies that have been allowed to go out of date for a couple of years because no one's looked at them, personnel has changed, and no one's around in the department anymore, and so people don't really know what the right thing to do is. And imagine this block here, maybe this one here, is a delay in maintenance because of funding pressure on the company, all right? And imagine that this block here is people working extra shifts because they haven't been able to hire people, there's a hiring freeze, and you know what? The guys are just knackered. So you have all this kind of buildup of problems. And I come into work, right? And I'm tired too because I've been working all these double shifts. And some things start to go wrong and a warning signal goes. And I just sort of kind of ignore the warning signal because sometimes it goes and there's never any problem. But this time there is a problem and something happens, right? And you know what? I'm the guy standing in the pile of Jenga rubble. Now, whose fault is this accident going to be? Me, because I ignored the warning signals? Or what? So, think of a time when something went wrong in your organization. It could have been an accident, it could have been a failed rollout of a system or a process, it could have been losing a customer, okay? It could have been a big delay or some kind of downtime. How did people react and what did management say? Now, many organizations blame the individual who's standing there in the pile of Jenga rubble. And when there's an investigation, even if it's a fair investigation with fair, good-minded people, do you know what? It always ends up that one person seems to get fingered with the blame, and they seem to always be at the bottom of the food chain. Now, the blame culture, okay, is everywhere. And if you listen to a safety expert, James Reason, he says, it's often easier, cheaper, and more emotionally satisfying, to hold an individual responsible for an accident than to acknowledge more fundamental problems in an organization. Emotionally satisfying. That is so true, isn't it? We just love to find the culprit, point the finger at him or her, and let them take the hit rather than deal with the problems that are really fundamental that caused the issue in the first place. You see, that thinking is just so flawed, you see. Research by leading experts, including Mr. Reason, say that between 80 and 90% of incidents in all organizations are caused by organizational failure, not some sort of individual failure or individual error. It's always the organizational neglect. I remember discussing an incident with the leadership team of a large multinational resource company. Someone had badly hurt themselves offshore. And the first reaction of the CEO was, "Oh, I guess someone had an extra cup of stupid this morning." Now, I said, look, what in your organization, where could the policies, systems, leadership, culture, where could there be some holes in your organization that could have led to this incident? But you know what? He'd already completely killed it, right? He'd stifled the conversation and no one was going to challenge him. And that day, that company really lost an opportunity to learn something and improve and grow. And the futility of blaming individuals for organizational mistakes, it just prevents us from learning how to solve these deep-rooted problems. And it prevents us from achieving incredible performance. Now, I hope this has been helpful. And if you want to talk about somehow like how you can get the blame culture in your organization to turn around, please get in touch with me. Otherwise, until next time. And I want to really thank Todd Conklin and James J. Associates for this idea of using the Jenga and for quoting James Reason. Thanks.